I'm here playing Darkest Dungeon 2, or I'm going to play Darkest Dungeon 2 with Shuffle. Shuffle, welcome to the MrHartgrave channel.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So you are what I would consider to be like a Darkest Dungeon expert. With the first game, you've probably logged more hours on that game than anybody, right?
Surprisingly, no. I
What?
have like 1,700 hours, which is one of the most I've ever put into a singular game. But
That's a
there are
lot.
people out there, I know Metric Seconds has like 3,000.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if you know who Thick Veiny Sausage is, but
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
okay, Thick, his playtime's like 1,500
Okay.
hours, I think. But he plays with like 10 times speed, so it's basically the hyperbolic time chamber. So he's played for like 5,000 hours.
Okay.
So there are definitely people out there with more experience.
All right, well, I find you to be incredibly knowledgeable. The videos you have out on Darkest Dungeon 2 are fantastic. If you've been checking out my meager coverage of it, I would highly suggest you go check out Shuffles if you actually want to know what you're doing, which is what I want to do today. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to do better. I want to have better runs. I want to go to the mountain. I want to win. I fought a shambler the other day. I don't have the video up, but it's going to be up soon. Make sure you subscribe for that because it's quite a disaster. I want to know how to do better. I want to get good. Help me get good, Shuffle.
I'll do my best. Actually, since you are streaming, hold up. Let me ping Discord.
Awesome. I'm just going to cruise up here. So this is a fresh run. Now, I don't know about where me and you are at in the game. I think we're about at the same point. From looking at your footage and comparing it with where I'm at, I think we're close to the same spot in this.
I think we will be. Just
Like, let me see.
let's tab back in. I don't know if or if my end went kaput from me tabbing out, because that's what I was doing before we started actually going live.
No worries, no worries. We're cruising on here pretty good though. So I'm level or whatever profile level 24. Is that where you're about at? Or
I think I'm like early 30s at this
Okay.
point, like 32. But you don't really notice the upgrades
No.
anymore after you get like all the heroes, and some of the trinkets in the 20s I think were really good.
Yeah, no, I've definitely noticed an upgrade. Yeah, around the 20s, you start getting some really good trinkets that start showing up. All right, so is this like the most important part when it comes to character selection? Like as far as determining whether you're going to do well or not?
It can feel that way, because in Darkest Dungeon, like, one of the nice parts about the game is there's really no bad characters. Some characters are better than others, but you can really make anything work if you get creative enough.
Yeah.
But with how character selection works and quirks, like how you get starter quirks and all that, I think that actually does have a pretty big impact on a run. Like
Okay.
I had a run the other day where I had a choice of Hellion with like -3% melee crit, and that just sounds like absolute garbage, so I didn't take her.
Yeah.
So I think it does matter who you pick at the start.
And paying attention
bit.
to the traits, you'll get some value out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So we're gonna have to have a look at these now. The update, I feel like you're absolutely correct. They're really balancing this game. No character is gonna be more overpowered than another. None of them are gonna be incredibly weak. You can make anything kind of work. And I feel even more so with the update. Like I felt like the Plague Doctor was definitely skewed a little too much, which is why they kind of gave him a nerf, right?
Yeah, Plague Doctor was definitely better than pretty much most of the characters. I don't like getting into the terms of like mandatory, but I know people can feel that way.
Yeah.
Right? Plague Doctor.
I felt that way. I felt the Plague
Yeah.
Doctor was mandatory. I don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah, definitely. No, Plague Doctor she was pretty good. Other stress healers were also good. It kind of like before the patch, you just needed a stress healer. It could have been Plague Doctor, it could have been Hellion,
Yeah.
could have been Man at Arms. Like any of those would have worked. Jester was actually the worst one. But
Interesting.
then after the patch, go figure, Jester's now become the best one.
Right? I felt this exact same way. After the patch, I started playing with Jester and I'm like, this is amazing. Because like, it seems like it's better to heal someone. It seems like only one member of my party is getting stressed out, as opposed to before patch, the whole party was constantly stressed out. So having that blanket stress heal that the Plague Doctor would provide was like essential. Whereas now, if I just have the Jester kind of on crisis duty, that's working out better.
Yeah, it's pretty much the way it works. I don't know how much you pay attention to stress and stuff like that, but like 4 stress is the number you want to try and avoid, because 4 stress is when your team can start yelling at each other. And no stress healer besides Jester can get you under 4 now, unless you have like laudanum or some kind of item, or you heal on the road.
Yeah, taking Jester and then putting your first point into... Let me see if I can get this skill up so I can get the right name on it. Putting your first point into Inspiring Tune seems to be my kind of go-to move, because that can do what you're saying. Can get that stress down real low, real fast, keep you out of that area where your party just starts bickering with each other, and then your runs just kind of go to shit.
Yeah, honestly, with Deathblow resist being as high as it is in this game compared to the first one, the thing that's going to end a run quickly is you can get some bad luck. Like I got double Ghoul for my first fight into like Gargantuan Shambler, and that ended that run pretty fast on like 3 fights. But the thing that's going to end your run more often than not is just bad relationships, because you just start yelling at each other and passing around like weak tokens and stuff like that. And your team is just very ineffective at that point.
Absolutely. And that's been lessened to some degree. Like that was before the big patch. Like I would just sit there and my party would just be yelling at each other for like 5 minutes straight while I could do nothing. I was powerless. I was like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, it's
without the Plague Doctor.
It's gotten better.
It's definitely better. It's lessened. And the inverse of that is true. Whereas if you can get a lot of positive relationships, those have been my best runs. So if I get everybody loving each other, those runs are incredible, because those buffs are so overpowered, I would say. They really help out.
They're very strong, and they're definitely very swingy, if you want to think of it that way. Like, the relationship system, I like it so far, but the issue is if it's going well, it's very hard to lose, and if it's going bad, it's very hard to win. There's no like middle ground from that point. So I hope they change it.
I would assume that they might balance that some. It feels good when it's under control, but you're right. It's like I'm unstoppable now. Everyone loves each other, and there's no way to lose whatsoever. This is that's the state I have to achieve. Whereas, if it goes negative, it's like, well, there's nothing I can do now. We're doomed. Okay, let's look at these traits and characters. I guess we're looking for characters that I either absolutely don't want to use because of their traits, or characters that I absolutely do want to use because the traits are so good. Give me some insight into what I'm looking for here. We have Plague Doctor with Amateur Weaponsmith, which is getting me... Hold on, I don't have the quick... Damn it.
It's I think it's crit.
5% crit chance.
To start the round.
Or Vicious, which gives me 10...
Vicious is interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Plus 10% damage, and then either I can gain an attack boost on attack or like a weakened state.
Yeah, it's an interesting quirk to have, just because the damage bonus just flat is very good.
Yeah.
The chance to get a positive or negative is kind of fun to play around sometimes. And Plague Doctor is a character who sits in the back, so being vulnerable doesn't really affect her as much. But the other side of that is Plague Doctor does not have a lot of direct damage. Like all of its damage over time, pretty much. So the strength boost doesn't really help her, and same with the bonus damage.
All right. So we're lukewarm on that. It sounds like I could put Plague Doctor in here. Wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't have anything like overpowered here going on. All right.
Not yet.
Grave Robber, Bloodthirsty, which looks
low HP bonus damage.
Yeah, plus 30% damage when she's low HP, but she gains like a vulnerable on hit.
That's not too bad, actually. Grave Robber has 2 ways to heal herself through Absinthe and Dead of Night. So really, you can kind of like manipulate that. It's a little bit risky, but you could actually do it.
Yeah, I think Grave Robber is still my favorite character here, so I normally put Grave Robber in on my runs.
Good choice.
Yeah, I like her a lot. And then she just has Thin Blooded, which is like some minus 10 plague resistance.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter too much. Like the only place that's really blade heavy is the Fetter, and some of the cultist enemies can do it. But like I said, she can heal herself, so really it doesn't matter that much. I think her base blight resist is a bit higher than normal. I can't remember. I believe it was in the last game. I'm not sure about this one.
Let me see if they have like I don't know if they have like a stat breakdown I can look at for her.
I don't think we can look at it here. Sadly, we'd have to be in game with her picked.
No, no worries, no worries. That's interesting enough that I think I want to put her in. I normally put her in anyways, so let me put her in because that looks kind of fun. All right, let's look at the Highwayman. He has Ascetic. Okay, that's just like and Kleptomania. So no bonuses here, just kind of mood modifiers.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the negative banter and stuff like that does. I think Klepto might affect the assistance encounters,
Yes, yeah, it makes those
so might want to steal
unpleasant.
from them instead.
Yeah, yeah, those are usually kind of those are unpleasant. I don't like losing torchlight to those assistance encounters. If ever,
Yeah,
I've had a party where I've had like multiple people with kleptomania, and so there's no option. It's only the bad option.
I know that's like the most reliable way to get torched too, so you're just kind of
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah, pretty much. Okay, we got Man at Arms with Iron Stance, giving him some resistance, or Necrophobia.
The
So
cadavers? That's what are cadavers? I think the base zombies are cadavers, and I think are the tangle enemies cadaver? I can't remember. I'm not as familiar with enemy types this time, but that could be bad overall. That's a lot of stress, but it is a stress healer.
yeah,
So that's almost not as bad as it could be.
yeah, it doesn't look like anything great. Nothing great. Nothing too bad there. Could consider him. Okay, now we have Hallian with Sprawl Explorer. What are we getting off of that? I don't understand Sprawl Explorer. Maybe you can help me
I think
understand that.
the ones that don't have their listed bonuses, I'm not as familiar with, but I'm pretty sure that's probably bonus scouting if
Okay.
you go to the sprawl. But the sprawl is also a hard area, so I guess it is helpful overall
Okay.
just to know where you're going.
And then slow hand -2 speed. How detrimental is that?
Pretty freaking bad, honestly. But
Okay.
Hellion's not a fast character, so it may not matter as much.
All right. All right. Good to keep in mind. All right. Runaway. I first liked Runaway when I started playing with her, but after I unlocked all of her skills, I liked her less. I felt like there was less value for unlocking her skills than other characters. What do you feel about her full kit?
I It's kind of mixed. Like she gets some really good stuff out of the full kit, like Cauterize and
Oh,
Firestarter are
yep.
both really good.
Cauterize, very good. Yeah.
But some of the moves she starts with are pretty nice. Like Smokescreen's probably the best move she has,
Yep.
and she starts with it, especially upgraded, is really good. So when she's upgraded, I've been having a bit of trouble maximizing her too. Usually it's some kind of build that has Smokescreen, Cauterize, Firestarter, and then like the other two moves I just swap around depending on what I want.
Sure. All right. And for this runaway, I have if my flame is under 50/50, I get plus 10% damage and I start combat in stealth at 50% chance.
Not as strong for her, just because like the bonus stealth or the starting in stealth is pretty nice, but
Yeah.
like the best way to do well in this game is to keep your flame as high as possible.
Sure.
And she's not a direct damage character. She's a damage over time character, so the bonus damage doesn't help her that much.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Nice tips. And then lazy, she's not motivated. I don't know about that. Okay, let's look at Jester. We have quick draw on round. I guess on round 1 he gets +5 speed. That's pretty great.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's good. All right, so we're gonna go with that. And then he has Erudite, Knowledge Supreme overall. All right, we're gonna grab Jester. I like Jester too. I like him for the stress heal. I just unlocked his finale, which is rather good. All right, let's have a look at Leper. Now we're getting to the characters I do not have maxed out, which I don't know. how
Okay,
much
Leper
that's
doesn't
gonna
need
affect.
much past these buttons.
Okay, good deal.
Those
So
other
his
buttons are good.
so
but
his
these-
starting
like his
kit
starter 5, yeah.
is just fine. You don't rely upon his later skills as much.
No, it'll get the job done. Like between Chop, Withstand, and Solemnity, he's already a beast. So
Okay.
anything else is a bonus.
All right. And he has Peacemaker, plus 30% chance of plus affinity changes. That seems pretty good.
That sounds really good.
All right. All right. So we might grab that. And then his bad perk is Winded. If his hit point drops below 50%, he gets -1 speed.
That's still pretty good.
Okay.
It's a manageable thing for him just because his speed isn't that high to begin with, but also there's speed's a bit weird. Like people have different opinions on speed, but essentially being low health and having less speed means that your healer, if you're like bleeding or something like that, you have less chance to die because someone else can heal you up.
Yes. Yes, excellent. Yeah, there's a lot of speed manipulation in this game. If you get good at speed manipulation in a turn-based game, you're usually doing pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about getting those pluses of speed. Okay, looking at Occultist now, finally, we have Sneak. I like Occultist a lot. I'm inclined to put him in, but let's check it out. Sneaky, likes to stay hidden and evasive, +1 speed, and 25% chance to start in stealth at the start of combat.
Pretty nice.
Cool. And then bad digestion, 33% chance food has no benefit. I don't really find that to be a big deal.
It depends where your account's at. Like if you're still on like stale bread and cheese, it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
But if you have like the pig and fixins unlocked, which is like a whole party, massive buff thing, that can be very bad.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll run with it though. I think this is my party. How do you feel about placement for this party? How big of a deal? That's going to be a big deal, right?
It will matter. I think I'd put Leper in 1 and Jester in 2, just because this gives you a little more optionality. Grave Robber can, like, the rest of your team can function wherever else they are, and starting with Fade to Black on Jester is usually pretty good, and then that'll put him in spot 3, and then he has a lot of choices from there. He can do Fade to Black again, he can do Battle Ballad, he can use Inspiring Tune, so it kind of opens him up, and he's got quick draw, so he's going first, and that just, like I said, that probably gives him the most options.
Awesome. Great insights. So what are we going to do about Kit here? For Jester, how would you configure this around? I imagine this is also pretty important when it comes to having a good run.
It is. I think for this, I don't have a lot of experience with the rest of Jester's kit. I have not actually ran a finale build yet. Okay. I think Harvest is okay. Slice Off is pretty good when upgraded. It's pretty good now.
Yep.
But the last time I played Jester, I had a lot of fun with him using the first 2 skills. So whatever that is, Razor's Wit. There you go. Fade to Black.
Okay.
Battle Ballad, Inspiring Tune, and then the last one I used was I think the Rose icon Play Out. And I used those 5, and that gives you a lot of like team manipulation. And since Jester's going first on this team, you can move people to where they need to be in case you get like surprise or something.
Okay, I mean I'll go with your suggestion. I've been using Harvest and building into Finale. However, now I have Leper up in spot 1, so. And, you know, he can use it from spot 2 though, so that's pretty nice as well. And then I did get Echoing March unlocked. Have you unlocked Finale yet?
I have not used it. My chat has been telling me to use it. I'll probably run it next time I stream Jester.
Excellent.
I also haven't used Echoing March, so I don't know how good that move is. Movement doesn't feel as strong in this game, except for a couple enemies. And I don't have the last buttons for Jester.
Yeah,
but I know Encore is really good because it gives someone an extra turn, which is nice.
Yeah, true. That is always good. Yeah, I don't know about Echoing March either. Just unlocked that one. Had a real pain unlocking Finale. How was that for you? That Jester chapter.
That was actually really surprising because I think I almost did it perfectly, but
nice.
And I'm not trying to like go, yeah, you know, Giga Brain Galactic 5000 IQ stuff. It's just that my chat kept telling me how hard it was.
Yes. So you're
and then
ready.
When I got there, I wasn't trying to read chat, you know, so I just like hit it, so I didn't read it. I just sat there for like 3 minutes and I just stared at the first part of it. I just tried to figure out what I could. And it turned out that after a couple turns, I understood it. So
okay, good.
Yeah, if you don't take the time to figure it out, even like at first glance, it's not that obvious. So
it's not intuitive at all.
Why it's hard.
Yeah, it's tricky. I think the key to understanding is to understand that your Jester's like a wild card, and then it starts to kind of click. But there's no indication that that's what's going on.
Oh no, it's horrible. Like the abilities are in, I don't even know what language that is because, you know, I'm an ignorant dumbass that knows one language, so I don't know what that's in.
They're all musical terms. So if you
okay.
I come from a musical background, so I understood the terms. It didn't help.
Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know what the words meant, and I just looked at it and I was like, well, these notes are in different shapes than the other ones, so maybe that does something.
There you go. Worked it out. I had to go cheat and look online. I didn't want to. I failed it the first time. That felt bad. Then after my stream, I went and looked it up and said, oh, okay, this is awful. And then I made a rage video about it. So that's fun. It's on my channel. You can watch me curse about it because I get emotional. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to try your build. I don't have any stock in Play Out, but you say it's good. You say it's fun. I want to try it. I normally don't mess around with Battle Ballad. Let's check it out. I'm going to go with Shuffle's advice. All right, we
We'll
got
see. Like if you
leopard.
end up not liking it, you can always just swap out.
Exactly. Yeah, you can do it mid-run, so I'm not stuck with it. Okay, for grave robber, what do you recommend here?
Grave Robber right now, there are like three different ways to build this character. You
Hmm.
can build her kind of like the self-sustain type of thing. You
Sure.
can do the combo crit setup, or you can do like the dance setup.
Hmm.
But honestly, the easiest way to play this character is to just use Poison Darts, Absinthe, and Dead of Nights. Those are like the three most important.
Interesting. Okay, it's a little different than what I normally do, but I'm into it. What else do we add to go along with that? We have poison darts, absinthe, dead of night. Do you use or do you use pirouette and lunge at all?
If you want to use Pirouette and Lunge, that's definitely that's doable.
Okay.
I'm not. I was very comfortable with dance teams in the first game. I'm still kind of figuring out like the pace of them in this
Okay.
one. So I'm not like Pirouette and Lunge they're good
Yeah.
for sure. And depends how we're gonna do a team like this because the way I play Jester is to like set him up as a combo machine.
Okay.
And we have Leopard to eat combo tokens. So that kind of means that we're probably not upgrading the other moves like pick to the face because that eats combo. So we're
Yeah.
just trying to save all the combo tokens for Jester
Okay.
or Leper rather. So we could try Lunge and Pirouette first, or we could do what you call it? We could do we can still run pick to the face, then like repartee or something like that, just to tank if we need to. So there's a couple options there.
All right. You know what? I'll go with something a little different. Normally, I run lunge and pirouette and have her dance around and do a bunch of damage, but I'm kind of new to leper, and it sounds like leper's going to be like our damage dealer. So let me go ahead and try this pick to the face, repartee, get kind of a tank thing going on, let her absorb some of the shots, keep everybody alive. For Occultist, I don't have anything unlocked. Now, I was watching your video on like character rankings, and you were talking about I'm super excited to unlock all the skills on Occultist. I think you just put out a run today where you were exploiting some of his later skills.
Yeah. His base kit's okay. It's definitely lacking. He needs a couple things, but later on you get what is it? You get Chaotic Offering, which is a very easy way to build unchecked power tokens because trying to get them through like sacrificial stab and stuff like that combo just doesn't feel good. And so you get Chaotic Offering, which is like a guaranteed 4 tokens over 4 turns, and then you get Burning Stars, which Burning Stars hits very, very hard.
That's
and
what I want to
Occultist
get.
could be, yeah, he could be one of the best damage dealers.
That's exactly what I want to check out. So maybe we'll try to grab some hero shrines on this run and get these skills on Occultist unlocked so we can check that out. All right, I think I've done more thinking about setting this party up than I've ever thought about setting a party up before. Thank you for that. We're going to see if it pays off. You got time to do a little bit of this run with me?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm
All right, excellent.
my morning's open. I'm chilling.
Awesome, great. And then I think we'll check this out a little bit, and then we'll head over to your channel and talk about something else. Go hang out with Shuffle. I'm into that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Awesome. And thanks for everybody here live on Twitch. I think we got some of your followers in here. And thank you for the compliments. I appreciate your patronage.
They know that if they don't support other people, they get banned. So I'm kidding. I'm not a tyrant.
I am though. So if my viewers don't support you, I will ban them.
Good.
Facts. I think everyone is wondering what the hell I'm doing in a suit, but I wonder that myself sometimes.
No, I feel completely underdressed because I've seen some of the other stuff and I'm like, damn, he's always like nicely dressed. I'm gonna show up in a freaking hoodie and a t-shirt.
We went all out for Halloween. I got my Halloween stream up. We did full on Victorian outfits. It was good times.
Damn, that sounds so dapper. Yo, this is a good start.
Yeah, it looks positive here. So I'm gonna take all of this. I don't think there's any option where you don't take all of that, right?
Yeah, you got plenty of space. Unless they give you like slime mold, then you just leave that.
Okay, you're not a big fan of slime mold, huh?
No, I mean it's purposely like the worst food they give you, and it's the first thing you can get. So
All right. This is great. I definitely want this flame on somebody. Does it matter who you give items to? Do you have a preference where you do that, or do you just kind of throw them in like I do?
it depends. Some of them don't matter. Some of them kind of do. Like healing items might be good on fast people, depending on what you're looking for.
Makes
There's
sense.
that one milk item that heals blindness, which is
Yeah.
usually going on leper every time unless you have more than 4.
That's a big one, yeah. We're going to need
Another
that.
one I like is there's an item that gives you temporary bleed resist. I like to give that to Occultist so he doesn't bleed people when he heals them.
That's nice. Awesome. All right, so now we have a couple of trinkets here. Nothing too fantastic, but I do have +2 speed. That actually is pretty fantastic. Who would we give that speed to?
Probably Grave Robber.
Okay. And why is it most important that Grave Robber has more speed?
Well, because Grave Robber, she has a pretty good ability to check people on Death's Door or get them to Death's Door, through her damage moves. She has self-sustainability, so it's nice to try and get those out first. And then Jester has Quick Draw. So if Jester didn't have Quick Draw, I'd probably give him the speed, but he has Quick Draw, so he can kind of get started, which is nice.
All right. Awesome. That sounds great. And then does it matter who this minor anchoring charm would go to?
Yeah, it's going on Occultist, most likely.
All right. You had strong opinions about that. What brings that up?
I think that Leper has higher than normal move resist, so
Alright.
he's pretty safe up there.
Ah,
And you
gotcha.
also have like Battle Ballad to push him back up if you need to. But with Occultist, you really just don't want him getting moved around if you can help it, unless you choose to. Like you can Battle Ballad him and get like a boosted Sacrificial Stab or something, but
All right.
he's just chilling back there, so it's nice if he just doesn't have to move.
I like it. So you're actually paying attention to these things that I block out when I play.
Yeah,
These are important
they-
over here.
they feel like they don't matter sometimes, but in some cases they do.
Okay. All right, cool. So you're looking, when you give somebody some resistance, maybe you're looking for someone who has low resistance. Because, yeah, you're right. Leper does have higher than normal move resistance.
Yeah, so there's that, but it's also the fact that for this team, it doesn't really feel like it matters if Grave Robber gets moved. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like it matters if Jester gets moved. We have more ways to deal with Occultist getting moved, or not Occultist, Leper getting moved. So the only other option at that point is Occultist, and we don't want him to move at all
No.
if we can help it.
No, we don't. So that's actually a great idea. Wow. You think about this game so much more deeply than I do. And that's a bit, I think that's coming from Darkest Dungeon 1. I feel like
yeah.
Darkest Dungeon 2 requires less brain power to play. Would you say
It
that's
does.
accurate?
Yeah.
I know it's easier for me to handle.
It feels like it takes less in some ways, but I feel like it feels like it's more prep work.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. In the first game, you really just want to cap your accuracy, and you have like a strategy of like, I'm going to stun 3 enemies a turn, and then go from there, or like whatever other strategy you're trying to do, mark, stuff like that. But in this game, it feels like I spend a lot of time picking moves, and then the only other times I'm really thinking about what I'm doing, like once you know like what the enemies can do and stuff, is really just trying to decide if you're going to try and maximize the damage dealer. Like, do I take this turn off to like stack tokens and get rid of their dodge so my leper hits like a truck, or do I just try and do like consistent damage?
Yeah, I definitely hear you on that. I think like what we did just now, which would probably take less time if I was doing it in my head instead of discussing it with someone, is the most I will really think about this. And now I will just execute the plan that we've established.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my first combat. We get a chance to try some of this stuff out. How does the turn open? What would you start with Jester?
It's almost always going to be fade to black just because blinding enemies is very good.
Facts. Agreed. And then what am I going to do here? Am I going to start with Poison Dart?
We could. They don't have a lot of HP, so pick to the face usually just ends
pick
the
to the
fight
face.
faster. So
Just
poison
end it.
darts is still pretty solid. It might still be poison darts, honestly, but
All right. I mean, that pick to the face was pretty effective.
yeah.
It did what it needed to do. I'm not worried about this fight.
This is probably the easiest thing we have to deal with.
All right, so now we have our leper. Our leper's blind. What do you normally do with leper? Explain leper to me.
Okay, so Leper is a character that in the Valley and the first region, he is a tank. So the button you press most is going to be withstand. We don't have to press it this fight, but that's usually how you play Leper. And then once you get to the first and you get like 3 or 4, hopefully like 5 or 6 mastery,
All right.
then you start opening Leper up. You upgrade Chop, which ignores blind once there's a combo token, and then
Nice.
Jester sets combo tokens with Fade to Black or Razor's Wit. And
Nice.
so all of a sudden, blind just doesn't matter with leper anymore, and he becomes your damage dealer.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is what we're playing here is an advanced build. We got 3D chess going on here. We're playing the long game. I love this. This
Yeah.
is cool. This is what I haven't been doing. I haven't thought enough of, I've just been trying to unlock skills, and I haven't really been thinking about what to do once I have everything unlocked. So once you have everything unlocked, you can start setting yourself up, get yourself some characters that once they have their skills mastered, they work together, and then you can do these amazing runs. Because I noticed you're beating all of the advanced dungeons, all the advanced bosses. You're killing shamblers.
Yeah.
Pro strats over there.
It's all experience, you know. I mean, some of the first. I guess I'll finish that when I I was like, I need to finish this leper turn. It's fine. Withstand is still good. I was gonna say, with leper, what we could have did there too was take the 50-50 chance. We could have hit purge to try and hit the front dude.
Sure.
And if we hit it, it's dead.
Yeah.
And we also get rid of blind for next turn, which is nice. Or, you know, worst case, we just miss and blind is gone, then we can kill it next turn. But still, using withstand is always good. Like, it's almost never bad to press withstand.
Cool. That's good to
know. As far as like the beating bosses and stuff like that, the hardest part of the game is your first region.
Interesting.
And mastery is your quickest way to win.
Okay.
So if you can get through the first region with like 4 or 5 mastery points, you're usually pretty set going forward from there. So usually like first boss, like first biome boss is like the hardest thing you can do. But if you can do that, you're set in most cases.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have you show me what to do in the first region to get all these mastery points. I'm curious what your technique is on that. All right. So what happens with the cultist? I got no skills. Is this where having his kit unlocked would help?
You just move him forward.
Just move him forward.
And then Jester hits. Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is why we need some unlocks. Like right there, we could use like vulnerability hacks or something instead.
Got you. My occultist is weak. And then from the back here, what are we doing with Jester?
We're killing something. So we're gonna use Razor's Wit.
And there's that kill. And then you were saying try some purge.
We could, but now since there's only one thing left, we have 2 options. We could chop and try and do the 50-50 to kill it, or we could solemnity and be super greedy and try and heal our 2 stress.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's be super greedy. Nice.
Okay, Grave Robber should be able to clean this up.
I would think so. I would hope so. This is the longest this fight's ever taken me, but I see what you're saying. We're setting up for later. All right, nice.
A lot of Darkest Dungeon is trying to maximize like anything you can. You know, if you can get 1 stress heal, or if you can get like 2 HP from doing something, and it's not going to cost you anything, then you're going to try and do it. So right there, we healed 2 stress on leper. It may not matter in the long run, but honestly, it sets us up for any short-term benefits.
All right, so paying attention here to the burn resistance. Leper has the least burn resistance, so I'm going to give him the burn resistance token.
Yeah, and also since you can withstand, you're going to focus fire more towards leper too, so him having resist is usually pretty good.
Awesome. Sounds good. I don't think that'll make a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but that seems like the right move.
It can, but if we don't even go to the sprawl first, then it may not matter at all. But the sprawl sucks first zone, so screw it.
All right, first trip to the inn. Let's see what we can do here to set ourselves up.
What do you think is the hardest starting region?
I haven't paid too much attention to it. I usually, when I'm picking my region, I'll be looking at, what kind of buffs or debuffs it has, more than thinking about if it's going to be easier or harder. But I haven't really noticed a difference. But I haven't really been paying attention.
Yeah, they can be hard for different reasons. I feel like the sprawl's the hardest to start with right now, just because some of those enemies can do a lot of damage, and you can run into pit fighters, and pit fighters are absolute jerks.
I think that's true. I do believe I know that much. Okay, so I'm at the inn. Nobody needs healing, so I don't need to use any apples or cheese or any stale bread. I do have some restorative herbs, which can increase his healing received until the next inn. Would you use this now? Who would you use it on?
It would probably go to leper, but I don't know if I would use it yet.
Okay.
I'd look at the I'd probably pick where we're going before I start throwing things out.
All right, let's go ahead and that I usually pick last. You pick first. That's cool. Let's check it out. So we have the Tangle or the Theater. Is that how you said it?
I have no idea, dude. I've heard it called fetter. I've heard it called foder. I don't know, so I just say fetter.
Fetter? All right. We'll go with that. We either have Grave Calling, which is -10 death resistance. That seems bad. Or Blood Moon, -20% bleed resistance.
I'm gonna be quite honest. These are both absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. I don't like it. And then I have a goal of Avoid the Hoarder or visit at least 3 assistance encounters. I can either get, and both of them are just hope rewards.
Yeah, there's really nothing. None of these are good, dude.
So stop right here and try again.
Honestly, potentially, but I can't remember when the game actually resets everything. It might be when you leave the first in.
It's that bad. It's that bad.
We can make it work.
The run is
really
already
depends.
trashed. Wonderful.
Yeah.
You did all that work for nothing.
I think it might be the fetter, just because the enemies are a little bit easier to start with compared to the Tangle. The Tangle can get some really mean fights out there, and we don't have a lot of upgrades, so Death Store might be relevant. Whereas the bleed resist in the fetter only applies to if we're healing with Occultist, which sucks, and then also it applies to the Butcher Plague Eater dudes. I think they bleed, but I don't think anything else bleeds besides like bandits.
All right, that's some deep knowledge there. I'm going to go with it, and I definitely I think dying is worse than bleeding, so I'm going to go.
It
I'm
is.
gonna go with the bleeding. I think that's that trumps the death status. Usually trumps all other statuses. It's a pretty
It's like
bad.
being permanently stunned.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, it really there's not much to do after it. Okay, so now we have increases healing received. We still want to hold the restorative herbs.
We can give it to leper. I think.
Give it to leper. He might be bleeding
It keeps
a lot.
the inventory open.
That's good too. And then we have a speed bag, chance to spawn a dodge token each turn.
I mean, I guess we can get that to leper too, just because he can taunt so frequently. Oh,
He can't
just kidding,
take it.
Can't give it to leper.
He won't take it. Oh no, 2 people, right? No, he's winded. He can't have it.
We could give it to maybe Occultist. Then he has no way to give himself defenses right now.
Okay, all right.
All the other characters have defensive options.
That's smart. I like it. See, this is why I wanted to have you around. You can help me think about this game in different ways that I have been. All right, the provisioner. We have a chance here to buy some stuff. How about some bandages?
They seem okay, but I wouldn't waste money. I already saw something I want to
you saw
spend money
something.
on, but I'm gonna wait and see if you see it.
Okay. Is this gonna? This doesn't clear.
It's
my
not
blood.
necessarily this page.
Not this page. Okay. Over here. I like the songbook. And the roast pig is nice. Was it one of those you were looking at, or?
Songbook is pretty good, but I have a personal philosophy. I buy every single pig that I come across.
All right. That is a excellent item. Would you use it right now, or you hold this until the next end?
I think I would hold it just because it's so it's only 1 positive stress, but it's such a strong healing item that we may need it by the end of this region.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. All right. Is that all we're buying here?
You could get the calming incense if you really wanted, but we have Jester, so I don't think it's between Jester and the pig. We should hit this in, hopefully, with like everyone at like 3 or 4 stress at the most, and then the pig's gonna help clean us up.
All right. I was only thinking bandages because we have that extra 20% chance to get bleed, but you don't think the bandages are going to help us mitigate that?
You could still do it, honestly, but the question becomes, is saving that 8 gold for something else a bit better? Like that 8 gold could be healing cell. That 8 gold could be laudanum. You know, there are other things for it.
Got it.
Compared to the 2 enemies that can bleed us that we might come across.
I'll go for that. All right, sounds solid. I'm going to go with the expert. All right, where do we put our 1 point of mastery for this group?
Inspiring tune.
Inspiring tune. Yes, I agree.
I really hope that in the future, like my one complaint with the early game is they give us 1 mastery point.
Yeah.
Like we need 3 because you can't really do any strategies.
No,
coming
there's
out
no
of the
strategy.
valley. It's just you just pick the safest option, which is stress healing in most cases.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I got someone in chat who's just wanting to be banned. I've never actually banned anybody, but I could do it.
What's their name?
Should we ban them? It's banned but not broken.
Oh, it's one of my moderators.
Oh, okay, cool. He says he's banned in your stream, but you let me know if
that's his name. He's just being a troll. You can ignore him.
Okay. We'll leave him alone. I like trolls. I'm a troll myself. Okay.
Really, you're so nice. I don't believe it.
Game recognized game. We'll keep an eye on it though. I see you in there. I see you bastards. All right, here we go. Okay, we did our mastery. We can throw increases quantity of looted food. We have it, so we'll use it. When do you think we're going to see trophies and pets?
Maybe in 6 months. I don't know. It's just there.
Wow.
They're just trying to show it like, hey, this is something that's going to happen. But I don't think they have time to worry about like vanity stuff right now. I think everything they're gonna be working on is like content and balancing for a while.
Balancing. So we got a patch coming up in December. Is that correct?
Yes,
Awesome.
That's what I heard.
Cool. And people are speculating maybe new regions, maybe new characters.
I wouldn't be surprised if the sluice gets finished. It might be too ambitious, but I don't know if you care about potential hero spoilers or whatever.
No, I don't care about spoilers at all anywhere in life.
Okay. Also, I don't know why my camera's flickering. It never does that normally,
Oh.
so that's very strange. But yeah, apparently Bounty Hunter got data mined out of the files, so Bounty Hunter's probably the next character, most likely.
That's awesome. Is Bounty Hunter the one with the dog?
No, Bounty Hunter's the Mandalorian-looking dude that barely talks, and he has the axe and like the grappling hook.
Yes. Okay, now I remember. All right, sounds good. I want the guy with the dog. Houndmaster.
Dude, we may be waiting for a while because Houndmaster and Abomination, the creative director Chris Barassa, in interviews he said that he doesn't want to work on those characters because he essentially has to make 2 different things. He's like, why do that when I can make 2 heroes or a hero and an enemy instead of making like 1 hero that takes 2 assets?
That's lazy talk. Make 2 things.
Well, the running joke now, like this is not confirmed, but this like the running joke in the community is that Red Hook hates Abomination and that Chris Barassa hates dogs.
Well, they're just going to kill his dog. Bring Houndmaster back, dead dog. Problem solved.
He'd just be master at that point.
Yeah, just sad. Sad man. Sad man with no dog.
More compelling backstory than Highwayman.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my God. Highwayman almost made me cry. I almost cried on stream. I've documented that as well.
It's that dev bias, dude.
That was so...
Dude, Highwayman is the one character, the art has not changed since like the promo art from like 2014 or whatever. Highwayman's look the same. He's Barassa's favorite character to draw. He's got one of the most tragic backstories. Total,
so tragic.
Absolute dev bias.
They love him. All right, here we go. We're going to start off the run. All right, so we're going to find out a lot right now. We're going to get to do our scouting on the map. So we're going to plan this out, and we're looking to maximize mastery points, which is something I've never done. I'm usually just looking for hero shrines. I get my hero shrines. I stop the run after I get the hero shrines. Just go back and get more hero shrines.
Honestly, it's not bad. Like when you're starting out, your priorities change.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're at. Like when you're starting out, like if you're a new player, I think getting the most hope and hero shrines you can is more important than getting mastery points. Just because every run sees the first region, so you'll get experience with it. So that's not a bad thing. But once you have everything unlocked, you're just trying to get as far as you can and like maximize your strategies. So at that point, getting mastery is more important.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So this is going to be the hardest part of the run. You're going to help me through it. And then we'll continue on the run in my next video, which I'll put out, which I'll do on my own and then just screw everything up that we do well here. So we got a resistance encounter, an assistance encounter, or the unknown. Where would you go?
I would probably just go up to the crossroad and see what the team wants.
I've been noticing that's a great technique, is to go up here and then they will weigh in. and let you know what they want to do. And they like this resistance encounter. So we'll go for that. We'll reduce some loathing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Take that fight. Got a 50% chance of getting a mastery point. It's there's no red. There's a low chance of road battle, which is nice. And like the yellow roads aren't guaranteed to be fight free, from my understanding, but it's just incredibly low chance.
Yeah, so you're trying to avoid road battles too. I'm always trying to avoid the road battles.
It depends. Like if I'm really strong in like the second and third biome, I don't care anymore.
Okay.
But starting out, I would rather not do road battles because road battles are things like double ghoul, shambler, stuff like that.
All right. I can either attack with like an offense bonus or attack with weakened.
I think this is actually kind of tough because if we start with the vulnerability, the enemy has a chance to resist it, so that's not fun.
Okay.
That means that the strength tokens are all guaranteed, but I think it's still the strength tokens, actually. I think everyone appreciates it because there are things we can do. Like we can use abyssal artillery, we can use pick to the face. Hopefully Leper's not blinded on turn 1, which would be really nice.
All right. So we'll go with the strength tokens. Everybody likes that. Yeah, I think paying attention to that's going to be one of my new techniques. I was just picking that up in the last run I did. I said, these people have opinions about which way they want to go. And knowing that keeping the party happy is the key to a better run, just paying more attention to that is probably going to help me have better runs than ignoring that and doing what I want to do.
It can. There are times it matters. There are times you should ignore it. Like,
sure.
If your party is not stressed and your torch is at 10 and they want to take a fight instead of an assistance encounter, you're going to the assistance.
We might have to override in that instance, sure.
Yeah.
Use some sense still. We don't turn the brain off entirely, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're saying opening with Poison Dart is probably the way to go. Poison Dart is superior to Pick to the Face, even when we have a Strength token?
Actually, not in this case. Since we have Strength, Pick to the Face is better.
Awesome.
And also, the Fetter enemies are highly blight resistant, so we're going to be... We might even have to swap out darts for Throw Dagger, even though Throw Dagger is very bad. Yeah. But we're definitely hitting Pick on this, and we're killing this goat. We kill every goat.
Goats die. Kill all goats.
Goats are dangerous.
You have a fear of goats.
Dude, you see them with butchers, they get like plus 100% damage. And they can crit you for like no joke 25. It's so silly.
Goddamn goats. Okay, we got the Jester. We're always going to fade to black. That's what I heard.
We can. This is like the rare case of using Razor's Wit, and the only reason is because Razor's Wit or Fade to Black both most likely kill this goat, and depending on what happens, the blind's not going to matter. And so this way we give Jester dodge for this turn. So
all right, I like these strategies. And there we do. We do kill the goat. So your hated goat is now dead.
Nice. This is actually an interesting turn. We could use artillery for damage, but since Plague Eaters like to eat corpses, we could actually use Daemon's Pull to get rid of the goat corpse.
Okay. Will this get rid of the... Okay, it'll also clear the corpse. So it's going to pull the Lord and get rid of the corpse. Nice. And put a combo on him.
That's actually pretty good. Actually, we don't have any way to... we don't have Chop upgraded yet, so the combo isn't as important, sadly. But it's nice that we can do it without mastery upgrades.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have Leper. He is blind.
We withstand here.
Withstand.
Gotta draw all fire to our tank as best we can.
Sounds good.
If you can think about it like this too, withstand gets worse the further the fight gets.
All right, who's our target to blind?
Probably the... Was this the maid? I always get them backwards. Yeah, the maid.
Maid. All right. Was that due to the strength token on there, or just because the maid hits harder?
It's partly because of the strength token, also partly because the best way to handle combat usually is to take as many enemy turns off the board as you can. So killing that lord's going to take probably like 2 or 3 turns, like just between Death's Door and his massive HP and stuff like that. So getting rid of this maid and just having to deal with one person attacking us is the best way to handle this.
Excellent. I've been saying that a lot myself. That's what I've found. I think I felt the same way in Darkest Dungeon 1, but that definitely seems to be the case here. You want to get it uneven as possible. As many of your characters alive, as many of their characters dead, so it's 4 on 1. That's just better.
Yes.
And then we're going to lean into pick to the face still, avoid the poison dart because of how much blight resistance they have.
Yeah, look, the maid has 50 and the lord
Yeah.
has 75. We are not blighting these reliably, so
It's
pick to
not
the face
happening.
is more average damage.
All right, sounds good. And we're just going to try to get rid of the maid.
This could either be... This could be artillery on the lord if you want to split damage, or this could be the weakening curse on the lord as well. Since the maid's blinded, we're going to hope that blind does something.
That would be nice if blind did something.
Sometimes it doesn't.
I would approve of that. All right, with the leper, are we getting rid of the blind now, or we have a different technique?
We're getting rid of this blind. Are we doing reflection or are we doing purge though? Like purge still gives you the 50-50 to do some damage, which is nice.
Okay.
And right now, oh, we have the strength token. You know what? I forgot about that buff. Not buff, but that bug. If you ever noticed, like click on reflection.
On reflection, yes.
Yeah. We'll just click on it. You don't have to use it. Just click it.
Oh, gotcha.
And then click purge and then just stare at leper. If you wait, he grows in size. If you wait.
Grows in size. There he goes.
It's such a stupid glitch.
I think they should leave that. I like that.
We have the strength token. We actually, I think we do use reflection because that way it saves the strength token. Then we just get a fat shot next turn.
All right, sounds good. When did you first see that bug?
Like day 3 or something. I was sitting there trying to think about a turn, and I had purge selected, and I just watched him puff up.
Why are you growing? All right, are we fading to black now?
Yes.
Okay. And are we doing that on the maid?
Yeah, just because we already have a weaken debuff on the Lord, so we're just trying to mitigate as much damage as possible.
All right, we're not poison darting.
We pull. We do pull here. Because Leper's going to chop this maid right after.
There you go. All right, now we
Leper
have
should erase this.
a hefty chop coming down on the maid. Let's go. Beautiful.
There you go.
I already feel like I'm playing better. Can I book your time for every time I do a run?
You'll get it. Don't worry.
No, I think I'll retain it. I think my runs are going to be markedly improved after this. Everybody, go watch Shuffle. This is excellent. Okay, we're not going to poison dart. We're going to Dead of Night. We'll get that little bit of healing.
Yep, this is what I was talking about before. Maximize advantage. Also get rid of the body so the Lord can't eat it.
No, that's good. That's good. I don't like him eating the bodies. And fade to black here. Try to put a blind on him.
Yeah, that works. That's good. Now we can just bully the hell out of this dude too. We could sack stab actually, yeah. The rare sack stab.
There you go.
I love when blind works. I hate when blind and dodge don't work. It makes me feel so absolutely terrible. All right, Leper hit at the top end of his damage for Death Store, which is very good.
Yeah, that was very good.
We can poison darts here.
All right, just try to do enough damage to kill him. There it is.
Yeah.
Clean encounter, easy win.
No mastery feels bad.
Yeah, that wasn't nice. Now they did buff the chances of getting a mastery off of these, right?
No, they actually nerfed it.
What?
Well, the encounters are the same, I believe. It's still 50-50, but the road encounters got cut in half, from what I heard.
That's horrible.
It is horrible, dude.
That really sucks. Why don't they like us?
I don't know. I'm pretty confident Red Hook understands that mastery is like the quickest source to winning the game, so they're trying to limit it. But for like the first 2 weeks that I played this game before that patch went through, I never had it in my head that yes, I will farm road battles for mastery points. That never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they got that information.
That wasn't
Not that I'm like
intuitive.
the definitive source of info, but
yeah, I definitely wasn't finding that. I mean, I think I'm a good source of like idiot information. And like if idiots can't figure it out, then it's probably not that big of a deal. And I wasn't like, oh, this is OP. Like I think the thing where Plague Doctor was overpowered and a must-have in your party, that was like a very pedestrian take that everybody who ever played the game could figure out after a couple of runs. They were like, oh, it's Plague Doctor. All right, who's our key to blind here? Woodsman, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Woodsman or Widow, they both do. Like Woodsman, I wish I could see the next turn order. I actually think we blind Widow
All right,
because Woodsman we can just use withstand, and then that pretty much nullifies them.
gotcha. We'll go for the artillery here. Get 2 targets.
Yeah, it's either artillery or it's pull the urchin in the back. So I think if you pull it, I can't remember if it uses Song of Shadows in rank 1 or not. I think it does. We can blight these, which is
get
nice.
Some blight going on here.
All right, that's good.
Got the weakest one out of there.
Yeah, leper goes first, so those definitely withstand.
Withstand.
What I like about lepers, he's kind of a way around needing a healer because he can keep himself alive,
Yeah.
and you can use withstand to funnel damage into him. So it's never we can use artillery again actually and cleave. We can cleave the urchin off the corpse, which is nice.
Excellent. Should we Dead of Night the corpse or do something different?
I think we should leave the corpse up. We're probably gonna use darts on the woodsman.
All right.
Oh, there's also a road battle. This is something I struggle with. I forget that road battles have 5 turn limits.
Yeah.
So we got to put out as much damage as we can quickly.
I've noticed some complaining about that. Do you think they'll change that, or is that here to stay?
I think it's probably here to stay in some fashion, but they'll probably tweak what fights you can get in it.
Okay.
Either way, it can be kind of brutal right now because you can get I had a fight in the Tangle where you had that like bishop or whatever that revives people, and that dude just revived 2 soldiers, and I couldn't beat the fight because like I had to kill everything 4 times.
I'm gonna go for reflection here. Get some
Yeah, that's
stress
fine.
heal. Yeah.
Leper being double blinded is a better case for reflection.
What do you think? Poison the woodsman.
Yeah, yeah. We should be trying to hit the urchin just because it gets rid of those guard tokens or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Razor's Wit.
And so now, should we use Demon's Paul to get rid of the corpse?
We don't
Or
need
just
to. We can use
artillery
we can either use artillery for damage, or we can use weakening curse on either of these 2 targets. Maybe the urchin, because the urchin's going to get a crit token.
All right.
We can't kill him this turn, which feels bad. Okay, so we should be pulling urchin. Like if we ever have to do this again, because Skulking Step is what he uses in rank 1. It's not Song of Shadows, so he's actually pretty weak up front.
All right. All right. That's a good tip. And
Purge is
then-
actually pretty good. I don't know.
Purge
we can
right here?
check the move resist on the giant.
Yeah, let's see the move resist. I can't quite.
40. It's kind of a gamble if we because if we think about it, Leper's probably getting like 1 more chop this fight because of the blind token.
Yeah, true that. True that. Let's go for it. No, we didn't.
Alright,
get
feels
it.
bad.
That
If
was-
we got it, that would have
nice.
been really good because then the urchin would have been back up front. But we can still hit the urchin with stuff. So
Go for the urchin here.
yeah. We're gonna darts it and then just leave it alone. Hope it sticks. All right.
Nice.
Now we got to kill this giant as quick as possible.
Start stabbing him.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get him. I guess it's gonna
I
depend
don't
on.
think so either. It's looking pretty rough. Just a size 2 enemy is very hard to deal with.
It's gonna be up to this cleave, I think, or this chop.
This chop, yeah.
This chop right here. This determines it.
All right, mid-range damage. Blinded. Maybe Leper will hit the 50-50 next turn.
Tough road encounter.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely darts on the giant. Actually, no. Okay.
Too
It's fine.
hasty.
It's fine. It came out to arguably more damage anyway. And also, if we hit it to Death's Door, it's gonna be fine.
This is really coming down to it.
Yeah, Leper's got to hit this.
All right, he's got to hit the chop. This is it. No.
No, Leper.
No. Leper, you've let us down.
All right, just weaken him. And then we cry as we lose everything from this fight.
Yeah, it didn't really come out ahead on this one, but... Oh, and he left us with a nice hit to the head right there. Beautiful. Parting gift.
Okay, we have alcohol.
Well, that sucked. That's why we avoid road encounters.
Yeah, that'll get easier later. Like you get a couple mastery points and you can set combo and stuff like that. So Leper ignores blind, and that fight's like 3 turns, maybe 4.
Yeah, I could see that going better if we were more upgraded. All right, we got the Desperate Few. Our light's at 79. I normally go for the one that costs the least and gives the most flame. Is that advisable?
Yeah, that's usually pretty good. The other thing that's kind of a slightly less prominent consideration is if the character has trouble building relations. Like Jester can build relations very easy. So can Occultist, I think. But Grave Robber struggles with it.
Okay.
Since she's so independent. So I'm assuming Grave Robber is, what is that, -6? Or is that -12?
-6.
Okay, yeah. That's fine.
It makes some friendship. Oh, we got the jumbo storage trunk with the no icon.
Nice.
All right, what did we get out of this? Oh, let me pull up the group. No trinkets. We got a few combat items here. We got an Ichor Bomb, a Bear Trap, and some Caltrops.
Those can be kind of helpful here. The Ichor Bomb may not matter too much. We'll see. Just because Blight Resist is pretty heavy here. I do like the Caltrops on Grave Robber because she's pretty fast.
Yeah, I like Caltrops a lot. I've used those plenty of times to clear off a bunch of tokens real fast.
Yeah, that's one advantage.
Which is nice. Yeah.
But also, since road encounters are hard right now, having combat items that do damage could help us get them.
Yep. Yeah, I usually try to throw them on somewhere because they don't do anything unless you equip them. They're just going to sit in your inventory, get thrown away.
I think that Blight Bomb's not going to do much for us here, just because of the Blight Resist.
Sure. Okay, now we can either run away or fight this with some offense tokens. What would you consider doing here? We have
I'm taking this fight with strength, 100%.
100%. All right, let's go for it.
Because we're still at 0 master, I think, so we need to do something.
This is how we get our mastery tokens, not running away from fights like a coward, like me.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be a change in my strategy. I'm going to go for more fights. Is there ever, later on in the run, does it make, after you have your mastery, do you find yourself running away from more fights and conserving for bosses? Or...
Yes, actually.
Okay.
I think in the 3rd region before the mountain, the only time I take fights is if I have no choice, or if what is it? If
I killed your goat.
Good. Kill every goat. Now the other option is to reduce loathing. I think those are the only 2 times you take fights in the end. Yeah, we're pulling this dude too. Yeah.
That's what I thought. You see, I'm learning. Some of it's sticking.
Yeah, it's just for this area, making sure the enemy has nothing to eat from corpses or goats is how you stay safe.
Now, what do you think here? I got the strength token. Do I go for the chop right now, or do I go withstand?
I think it's still withstand.
All right,
just to protect everyone.
This is
that strength token's not going anywhere.
This is the opening move with Leper. This is the way to be.
Usually, unless you get very lucky in a road fight and you get no blind tokens, then you just chop.
Okay. And are we able to poison these guys, or do they have the high resistance?
The butcher dude has
75, yeah,
under 50, which is manageable, but I'm still not risking it. I'm just spamming pick.
There you go.
Grave Robber also has bonus damage from something. I'm not sure what she. I can't remember what she's getting it from, but Pick's hitting for 5 to 9 instead of 4 to 7, so
Yeah,
it makes it more attractive.
Something's going on there. Chat wants to know, do we know where the goat's buffs are coming from?
It depends on what Plague Eaters show up with the goat.
Okay.
If it's got Butchers, it gets bonus damage. If it's got, I can't remember which one, Maids or Ladies, I forget which one gives it to it. But if it's got one of those, then it gets resistances.
Gotcha.
But that definitely took some trial and error. That wasn't something like day one we understood.
A lot of this information is not obvious. Comes to you over time. That's one of the things I like about the game. The more you play it, the deeper the systems get. They're always there. You just don't realize it.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that rewards understanding it.
Yep.
And it doesn't... Kind of one of my complaints is it doesn't tell you everything, which is kind of nice for some things. But there's some other things that I wish it did tell you because it would be nice to know them.
Yeah, a little more forthcoming wouldn't be the worst.
Yeah.
It would definitely help your casual players get into the game a little better.
That's the biggest hurdle for any new player is just the game just doesn't tell you enough. Ooh, nice.
That was beautiful.
It was. It's gorgeous.
We're doing much better on this.
Good damage.
Doing much better on this in the road battle. This is much improved.
Yeah.
There it is.
Easy.
Love it. Love it. And we got a mastery. All right. Excellent.
I think that trinket sucks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Blinds in. Was this one here?
The Immobilize? Oh.
Yeah.
It's not that good.
But it was like a high rarity, so there was hope. And then
there was a
dashed.
glimmer of hope, you could say.
All right, well, I think we're going to leave it here today. I think I've tied you up long enough with my run. I'm going to continue this on in my channel, so make sure you like and subscribe. Check this out. Come check us out on Twitch. We're always streaming something over there. Thank you so much for joining us today, Shuffle. We're going to go over to your channel now and talk about Darkest Dungeon 2, probably. And
yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, that sounds good. I don't know how we're going to segue, but we'll do it.
I don't know. All right. So thanks for watching. Grave diggers, keep digging.